All right, what else we got? South Carolina and Missouri. Oh, God, this was torture. I watched this. So what I would do is I would flip. So if Georgia went on the commercial break, I flipped it over to South Carolina versus Missouri. And then once they went in the commercial break, I flipped it back over. And I just kept that's how I watched the 3:30 slate. Um, whew, oh man. Turns out Florida just sucks. And what we had last week was a mirage. Turns out South Carolina still sucks. So the offensive line cannot block. It just cannot. They had what's most impressive about that game yesterday. First of all, they both Missouri and South Carolina are awful, bad. But what about that game yesterday is that South Carolina was not able to run the football on the worst rush defense in the country. And that alone tells you how god awful their offensive line is, and it is not good. Connor Bazelak played for Missouri. Missouri hopped out to this crazy lead. And then I quit watching because I was like, it's over. They've won. And then all of a sudden, South Carolina flipped it back. They were down 31-28. I was like, oh my God, what happened? South Carolina got two key turnovers.
Did you see the interception?
Yeah, I did see it. Yeah.
About an awful interception. You literally just gave it to a South Carolina guy.
Yeah. They're just bad football teams, you know. Missouri had that corner. Oh my God, what was his name? Maisie, something like
the,
that. Yeah, the running back for
running
Missouri.
back. Yeah, he was
Yeah,
good. The punter.
Basie. I don't remember his name, but yeah, they were something last night, man. I tell you what. Oh yeah, somebody had a punt that went sideways. Who was that? Was that
No,
Missouri?
Missouri tried to give this game away. They
Yeah, they
tried.
wanted to lose to South Carolina. I mean, they had one thing that was the officials now. Woo, they were a little on the side of old South Kakalaki last night. Now, that's good for South Carolina, but man, they had some penalties in there. See, the thing about that was the refs tried to help South Carolina as much as possible, and they just did not care. South Carolina would be like, all right, there was one time the refs give them a 45-yard penalty, and South Carolina ended up punting after that. I'm like, man, they stink, dude. South Carolina sucks. They're just, it's just going to take some time for them to get where they need to be. I don't know if they're going to get to go bowling. I thought yesterday was their best shot. I
I
mean,
think
it's going to beat Auburn
and Clemson.
and Clemson,
You have
and
to beat.
I don't know if they're beating Auburn.
You have to beat. You have to beat one of the three Tigers, and you've already lost to one.
Oh my God, the Tigers. Yeah, they got 3 Tigers in a row. Oh my God, that's crazy. You see, Auburn retired their Eagle yesterday as well.
Like,
Yeah, the War Eagle they have. They're getting a new one, but the
okay.
one that they fly around the stadium or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, the last day was the last game. I guess they're on the. I don't know why you're not for Alabama. They're introducing a new bald eagle
I guess
for
they probably wanted to win the game. They didn't, but
yeah. But
more win.
anyway, South Carolina just not good, man. I mean, they're okay, I guess. Jason Brown isn't it,
No,
but they put a. I mean, he had some. See, the problem yesterday is the problem they had all season. They can't run the football because the offensive line is so bad. So that puts a lot of pressure on a guy who's not that great. So if you want to take a guy like Jason Brown, isn't that his name? And he's not that good anyway. What you need to do is run the football effectively, and then you're going to do play action. You can kind of space them out, but they know all you're going to do is pass. What are they going to stop? They're going to make sure you're not able to pass the ball, and it's going to be harder because he's not that good to start with.
yeah.
So, Missouri, South
Yeah, the
Carolina.
reason they even moved the ball a little bit is because he's very mobile in the pocket. Jason Brown is,
Yeah.
and so he was able to maneuver around some sacks, tackles for losses, and try to make some plays, but he didn't make enough of them. He didn't good enough to make enough of those plays. And you're right, that run game was bad.
Abysmal.
Kevin,
Yeah. I don't
Kevin
know.
Harris.
I think it's the offensive line's fault too, man. Their offensive line is bad. Real bad. Real bad.
It'll be interesting to
I think
see.
they have pretty decent little wide receivers there. I don't think their wide receivers are too. I think Josh Van's pretty good. He's the only one. Leggett's okay. Their quarterback, their tight end, Tanner Muse.
The other Muse.
Nick Muse.
Clemson.
Yeah, Nick Muse, I think his name is. He's pretty good. So they have the talent. What they don't have is a quarterback and they don't have the offensive line. You get rid of you
or
fix those two
secondary.
things. Well, defense is a whole nother story. But if you fix those two things on offense, you got something going. Because you got
You
good running backs, you got good wide receivers, you got a great wide receiver coach. I still hate South Carolina for stealing him. I still despise them for that. But I think overall, you know, pretty good for Missouri. South Carolina is
feeling
not as bad. They just need a quarterback, man. Recruit a quarterback and start him freshman year. That's what I
well,
would do.
less Doty.
Because no, Luke Doty's garbage.
Well, that's what they did. He's a 4-star guy. They started freshman year.
Oh yeah, I guess so. I guess you're right. He needs to get healthy. Maybe he'll be good. Next year will be the telling card for him. They need to find yeah.
They get the offensive line. I think he is a step above a Connor Shaw. I think he's more talented than Connor Shaw was.
That's the most talented quarterback they've had there in a while.
Exactly. But Connor Shaw has some of the best receivers South Carolina has ever had, some of the best running backs South Carolina's
And a
ever
pretty decent offensive line.
had a good offensive line, and one of the best defenses of all time. Like you can look at that South Carolina defense; it's one of the best defenses of all time.
Arkansas still beat them when we were good, and then we lost to them when we were good. It happens. Yeah, there's South Carolina, Missouri. Poor South Carolina. Poor South Carolina. Sad.